What is up, guys? It is John, and I'm back with another director's cut. Now, this one is another oldie. This was the legendary Sensabough Tunnel, also known as the most haunted tunnel in the world. Crazy stories go along with this. Now, this was over 2 years ago, in the month of October. This was back when James came to town, and when I first met Tim. Now, this is actually the very first night me, Tim, and James met. We drove all the way to Kingsport, Tennessee. We actually went to the Doll Mansion first, and it was a long night, but we had a lot of fun. If you haven't seen this original video, I will link it down below in the description. I know I've been bad about forgetting to do that lately on the director's cuts, but I will do it this time, and I'll link it in a pinned comment for you guys. But Sensabough Tunnel, man, this place is something else. First of all, it has basically a creek that flows through it. I mean, there's no other drainage. It's just there's this creek that runs through the tunnel, and it stays flooded all the time. So bring some waterproof shoes or boots, or you're gonna get your feet wet probably, especially if it's rained any at all. It's gonna be a lot of water in this tunnel. But you see how menacing it looks. It's a ton of graffiti. They call it the most haunted tunnel in the world. I don't know why I did that. That was a weird face I made. Somebody, I don't know why I'm focusing on the Trump thing. It was more relevant at the time, is right after he was elected. But anywho, lots of graffiti in this tunnel. Always. So, there's always somebody that spray paints up on the ceiling. You're like, how in the world they do that? 'Cause it's about 16 to 20 foot tall, maybe. It's a pretty tall tunnel, but it's not very wide. 2 cars couldn't pass in it. It's a 1 car at a time. But definitely a creepy place. Always some weird activity. You hear voices. There's this weird echo in the tunnel that kind of messes with you. But let me tell you the stories. Okay, there's multiple stories. The most common one is a person, it's named Sensabough Tunnel, and as we exit the tunnel, I think you can see the Sensabough house. A man by the name of Ed Sensabough lived in this house, and the story goes is he had a child, and his mom had a baby. Someone broke into the house and kidnapped the baby for ransom. Well, they went through the tunnel, and they were hiding on the other side of the tunnel. People were out looking for him. The baby wouldn't stop crying. So the story goes is he murdered the baby, he choked it till it died, and threw it into the puddle of water on the other end of the tunnel. Other stories goes that Ed Sensabough murdered his own child and threw it into that pond. I mean, it's just, that's the 2 big stories. Family of Ed says that the baby was never murdered, no baby was ever killed, and the whole thing was kind of fabricated. And what Ed would do was hide above the tunnel, because kids would hang out there and party back in the 70s. They'd smoke weed and drink and party and all that stuff, and then he would hide up there and make ghostly sounds like it's coming from the tunnel and try to scare them off. So the legends grew and grew about Ed Sensabough in the tunnel. I kind of lean towards that, if I'm going to be honest. I don't think the story of Ed Sensabough is necessarily true. However, I do believe this place is haunted, because there is a true account of an immigrant who was building the tunnel. There were, back in those days in 1800s, they used, immigrants a lot. The immigrant prisoners, they would use them to build tunnels like this. And there was an instance where there was a little bit of a collapse, and it killed one of those immigrants. And in those days, it was common to bury them on the job site. It was said that the job foreman buried this immigrant above the tunnel, like directly above it. And I think that is probably more where the paranormal attachments come from, is from that incident there. Because there actually was an immigrant that died when they were building the tunnel. So my personal thought and opinion is that is more where the haunting comes from, where the residual energy comes from in this tunnel. We did hear a train go over. James freaked out, and I kind of went with it in this video. So if you watch it, we freak out because we hear a train. I don't know why we did that. We were just wanting to add some funniness to it, I guess. I don't know. I just kind of went with the flow. It's the first time I ever filmed with James and Tim. So, but anyway, it was interesting. But this isn't the only tunnel. There's another tunnel that often gets confused with Sensabough Tunnel. It's known as Click Tunnel. And what sucks is I've always wanted to go back there, but it's like heavily posted to not trespass into that tunnel now because of hooligans. I think this is where we was hearing the train go by. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I haven't watched this. I'm just kind of watching it now with no volume on. But yeah, we're definitely having experiences here. But I think we eventually, I can't remember, I think we walk out the other side here and go on. I don't know. I can't remember, guys. I'm sorry. I thought I showed the Ed Sensabough house in this video, but apparently I didn't. But anywho, you'll see the other tunnel, Click Tunnel. Now it has a dark history. There's a plantation. Now guys, I don't have any documents of this happening, but a lot of people have told me this story, a lot of different sources. And essentially there's a plantation, a house called Rollywood Mansion. And what had happened there is, it was part of the properties were Click Tunnels. That used to be a natural thing, okay? So some people trying to escape the property, people who were enslaved there, they would hide out there, and on the other side of the tunnel was the river, the Holston River. And now that's what I'm explaining here with the words, is there used to be a natural tunnel here. And there were 12 people, people who were enslaved. Their owner, well, I don't want him like saying that word. The man found them, discovered that they were hiding there waiting for an escape, and he murdered women, children, men, 12 of them inside this, what used to be a natural tunnel. I don't know if it's exactly situated perfectly where this is, because when we go through the other side, you'll see there's it's like piles of rock, and there's like air coming out like it's from a cave. And I think they just kind of used that existing natural tunnel flow and just kind of bored it out into this and put a railroad above it to reinforce it, in other words. I think it's probably a small, like maybe you had to even crawl through it, I'm not sure, but there was a massacre that happened here. Now this tunnel is very haunted, and I actually had my first on-camera paranormal evidence was right here in this tunnel. There's me and Ray. We're going through this tunnel, and I'll link that video too. And a woman said, "Hey," right in my ear. I mean, it was right there. I couldn't believe what I heard. I tried to rationalize. I'm like, "Is there a cat? What the heck?" Ray's like, "There's no cat, man." That woman said, "Hey" to you. So it was definitely unnerving. But see, you walk up to this tunnel and it sounds like a conversation's going on inside of it. It's crazy. But yeah, I'd like to go back here, but I'm worried because it's railroad property, and they're saying they prosecute people now because hooligans kept going in here and defacing it. But you know, it is what it is. It's a cool place, and at least I've got to document it with the paranormal evidence. So I can't really remember what happens here. I know we walk through it. I don't know if we hear anything or something happens. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching these director's cuts. I mean, you guys, you seem to really enjoy them, and I appreciate that because I really enjoy making these. I like releasing them on Saturdays because it's really Saturdays aren't the best days for new content, they say. So I like to release these on Saturdays because these are for you guys. You know, these are for you hardcore fans that love this channel, and that's why I do these. But you can see there's a little bit of a balance game going on here because you have to walk on this little ledge that's an access walkthrough in this tunnel. And just like Sensabough, and this is just down the road from Sensabough. This is not very far. It's like a mile from it. They definitely have a connection. They were built around the same time. But this one here has such a dark history to it, and I believe it because things like that did happen back then, and they weren't documented. There's stories of when they actually constructed this reinforced tunnel that they found a lot of the remains in there. You know, because they were just left to rot. I mean, as an example, you know, they left them there as like, if you're going to escape, this is what's going to happen. It breaks my heart. Poor people had to go through that, but you know, that's what happened. So, but yeah, this people's phone number from walls. I wouldn't call that number if I were you. But anyways, I kept hearing something behind me. I remember that. I kept hearing like somebody was walking up into the tunnel. I kept thinking somebody was coming. Like, what are you doing? But no one was ever there. It's crazy. A lot of activity here. I saw a Lady Gaga tag down there. I said Gaga. But yeah, we go through. I can't remember if it was this one or when I was over the parade. I think it was when I was over the parade. That there's a little hole in the ground over here, and it was heat of summer, and it was like ice all around it. Heck, am I on top? Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow, I went on top of the tunnel. Can't believe I did that. Huh. Now I'm back inside. That was weird. Why did I edit it that way? Why in the world did I edit it where I'm on top of the tunnel? I'm pretty sure that's the other tunnel. Could be wrong. But that was weird. Anyways. I don't know why I made faces like that back then. But see, here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. I'd never filmed with I'd filmed with Jacob. But that was it. Never like paranormal people, and I hadn't really done a lot of paranormal content. So like this was new for me, and I didn't really know how to act or what to do, and I was trying to fit in, you know. So that's the truth on that. But you know, over time, I feel like I've become, pretty strong in this field. I feel like I've learned a lot. And I still got a lot to learn, as always. You know, you never stop learning. But I feel like I find good places, and I feel like I produce the best content I can. You know, and I feel like a lot of people want to watch. Obviously, proof in the pudding. People watch. Y'all watch, so that's cool. I've definitely come a long way in this, and still have a long way to go. But I'm looking. It's the adventure, the journey, is the biggest part of it. It's being on this journey and being able to do this and call this my job is incredible. But I know we're about to finish up here soon. This is like just over 17-minute video, and here we are, just a couple minutes left. So I will say, If y'all haven't noticed, I've kind of been on this schedule of, Tuesdays and Thursdays is my new, creepy, paranormal, cryptid, whatever is coming out at the time videos will release. And then Saturday and Sunday, Saturdays are director's cuts, and Sundays are usually like, there'll be, fun video, like, tomorrow's gonna be an arcade video. It could be metal detecting, it could be magnet fishing, it could be us geocaching. It's usually gonna be a me and Heather kind of video where we're out and about doing stuff we really enjoy. Stuff I used to put on my second channel, but I decided just to kind of put it all together now. I'm considering doing like just little short unedited vlogs on the second channel just to give y'all some more content. Let me know what you think. If you like that idea, or if you want to see that, let me know. I'd be more than happy to share that with you and do that. But yeah. Okay. So what am I showing now? So yeah, y'all just give me your feedback. Let me know what y'all think. And I appreciate all of you. I really do. I never did show that little hole. That must have been in the one with Ray then. I know I showed it to them, but I don't think it was frozen this time. When me and Ray was there, it was like icy cold. He said he would go fishing there and stick his drink down in that hole and get out and it'd be nice and cold. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed here, subscribe. I don't only do these kind of videos. I do, these are just Saturday releases called Director's Cuts. But I do have new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Peace.